The Cleveland Browns are maybe the hardest rebuild in Madden 24. And not for the reason you would think, or maybe you would, but this is a good team on paper at an 84 overall. One of the better teams in my custom rosters. But the problem with the Cleveland Browns is they become a very, very expensive team. Very quickly too. So today, with the help of the greatest coach of all time, Mikey McDingle, we are gonna save this Browns franchise that has been known as one of the worst in real life. So bad that they can't even escape it in Madden. And they eventually become one of the worst teams in franchise. But get a drink, get a snack, get whatever. It's gonna be very interesting to see what we can do with this team. This could be an amazing team if we can work around the cap space and keep developing these players. Or this entire team could go down the drain. We will have to see by the end of this. But super quick, if you enjoy today's video, be sure to drop a like. It helps out the channel a ton. You guys really seem to enjoy the last rebuild I did. We hit the like goal within like a day. So let's see if for this intense realistic rebuild, let's see if we can get to 1,200 likes on this video. I mean, imagine if everyone liked the video, we would be at like 10, 15,000 likes. I don't know how many views this video is gonna get, but it really does help out the channel. I would very much appreciate it. And if we can hit that goal, expect another realistic rebuild coming out soon. Either a very hard one or one with a fun player that's doing well in real life. And we might already be at it, but we are extremely close to 25K. And once we hit that, as y'all know, I have something very special planned. So if you like Madden rebuilds, you're definitely in the right place. Be sure to subscribe. Plus, it'll make you an OG of the channel for whenever we inevitably hit 10 million subscribers, I'm sure. And you know what? Massive shout out to Dawson for the suggestion of this video. One of the true OGs of this channel has been suggesting this like a million times, so I'm finally doing it, putting myself through this pain. Their link is in the description, but if you want a shout out just like that one, or if you don't care about that, just let me know down below any fun rebuild ideas y'all have next, because that's where I get, just let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have, because that's where I get like all my video ideas just from your guys' suggestions. It helps me know what y'all want to see, so let me know any realistic rebuilds or any chaotic rebuilds you could think of, because if you want to see it, there's a good chance I'll do it. But without further ado, let's get into this rebuild. There aren't really any orders of business for us to make here. I will say we are gonna need a receiver. Amari Cooper is like our only legit option. Elijah Moore has not been good in the NFL. He is young, so I guess we can develop him. But really, other than Amari Cooper, we have like nothing at receiver. And the big question of this team is, what are we gonna do with Deshaun Watson? In the near future, he's gonna be making like 64 mil per year, and that's not gonna be fun necessarily. I mean, we have Joe Flacco, who's been legit at 38 years old. He might even be 39 in real life. I don't know. I'm not gonna start him because he's 38, but it's a fun story. It feels like the 50 millionth story we've seen of, oh, hey, this backup quarterback came in and actually did pretty well. But assuming we can either find a way to get out of, or I guess restructure the Deshaun Watson contract enough, we could be cooking. So let's not waste any more time, and let's get to the midseason point of year number 1. And hopefully we do all right, because this could be our one opportunity to do all right. Hopefully not, but you never know. Nah, positive vibes. We'll do great. We'll get this team right. But at the midseason point of year 1, we are 1-5. Tough start, but hey, this is only the beginning. It could be, you know, the beginning of torture, or it could be the beginning of greatness. We'll see. I guess you never know. Also, in bad news, we have negative 51 mil to work with already. I didn't know the cap issues were immediate. I thought it was like year 1 we're like fine but not great, and then year 2 it goes bad. No, it's immediate. But we should be able to restructure some deals at the end of the year. I'm hopeful that we can, at least. It's not that losing these players would be the end of the world. Grant Delpit definitely would be nice to have back, but Anthony Walker's already 28, and then the rest of these guys are mostly replaceable. Maurice Hurst is also 28. Rodney McLeod is 33 and a backup. Like, yeah, losing these guys wouldn't be the end of the world, but ideally I would want to get Grant Delpit back and like maybe Maurice Hurst. I don't know. But that's all there is for us to do here. I guess I'll show that I set receiver as our focus position. That's something for me to show here at least. I mean, we're 1-5. There isn't much positivity to talk about here. So let's get to the end of the season and we will see how we finish. I hope we stay bad because, well, no, I guess it doesn't matter. We don't have a first round pick. Okay, yeah, this might be the hardest rebuild in Madden. I didn't even think of that. Oh God. Okay, at least we have one next year. But still, that is rough. But in year number 1, we finished 6-11. All right. In fact, we were the only team in our division with a losing record. The Ravens went 15-2. The Bengals went 13-4. The Steelers went 9-8. Interesting. That's all I can say about that. Oh, and by the way, I know I had a video called pretty much the same thing as this, but it was for the Saints. But I have a theory that this one will be harder just from what I've seen in Madden simulation. Now, we'll have to find out by the end of this which one of these two is harder, the Browns rebuild or the Saints rebuild. But I have a theory it's the Browns, even though they start with a better roster. But let's check out our season stats. Deshaun Watson is actually, he was okay. At the midseason, he had, I think, 5 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. So this is a little better. 3,500 yards, 22 touchdowns, 12 picks. Not great, but better. Also, my king, Joe Flacco, came in and threw a touchdown in 2 attempts too, so that's fun. Nick Chubb with 1,100 yards, 5.4 per carry, 13 touchdowns. Only 215 attempts though. He needs more. It looks like Kareem Hunt definitely split in to that total, but he was good too, so can't complain, I guess. Even though he isn't even really their number 2 anymore in real life, it's more, or well, I guess Jerome Ford's kind of their number 1 now. I don't know. They use a lot of running backs now that Chubb went down. I also like Pierre Strong a lot. I kind of wish they used him more. But Elijah Moore was our leading receiver with 950 yards, 5 touchdowns. Amari Cooper also with 950 and 8 touchdowns. For blocking, it was actually pretty good. The only one who wasn't great was, I guess, Wills wasn't. This wouldn't be a great season for real life, but for Madden, this is almost as good as you can get. And then Ethan Posick wasn't I don't know how to say his name. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. He allowed 5 sacks. That isn't great. I'm a Seahawks fan, so I should know how to say it, but I don't. And JOK led the team with 160 tackles. How long were we on the field? Grant Delpit had almost 1,250 snaps. That's, again, not ideal. JOK should be up there for Defensive Player of the Year, though. He might even win it. 7 tackles for loss, half a sack, 4 picks. I mean, I don't think players should win Defensive Player of the Year for getting a lot of tackles, but it does matter in this game. And then tackles for loss, Zadarius Smith with 27, 19 for Garrett and Hurst, 15 for Tomlinson, and sacks, only 8.5 from Myles Garrett. He's probably close to like 18 in real life. I mean, probably like 15 or something. And Zadarius Smith with only 6. Our defense was kind of ass this year, I'm not gonna lie. And then interceptions, 4 for JOK, 3 for Denzel Ward, 2 for Greg Newsome, and 1 for Delpit and Thornhill. I saw that our defense was 31st in yards allowed. I don't love that. We were 19th in points scored. How about points allowed? 22nd. Do we already need a new defensive playbook? I've used the Browns before and it was good, but I don't know. And then Dak Prescott wins MVP because of course he does. At least it's realistic now. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Lamar Jackson for the AFC. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller's washed ass. That's fun. What an interesting top 5. 3 old dudes and 2 off-ball linebackers. That's something. JOK up there at number 7. I'm surprised he's not higher. And Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Rashee Rice. Mitchell Tinsley at number 10, who I just signed out of free agency. And Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Will Anderson. No Browns, unfortunately. So no awards, unsurprisingly, which, you know, is going to make things harder here, but I didn't really expect any, to be fair, other than maybe Offensive Player of the Year with Nick Chubb, but he didn't have quite the season I expect. But now, let's get into the offseason without a first-round pick, might I add, and let's see what we can do. This should be interesting. Are we going to see like a Cowboys-Ravens Super Bowl here again? Or like 49ers, Ravens, maybe even Falcons? Oh, it's Cowboys-Dolphins. Okay, I always forget the Dolphins are pretty good year 1 here. So the Cowboys win 31-20 over the Dolphins in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's technically possible. Those are 2 of the teams with the best records in real life, but they're both like the second best teams in each conference. I'd say the Ravens are the best AFC team, the 49ers are the best NFC team. That's my Super Bowl pick for now. But hey, anything's possible. possible. You never know. And you know what? I'm gonna do this here before we get into the pain and torture. Question of the day. Let me know down below in the comments, what is the most disappointing team in the NFL to you this season? Like, what's the team that you thought, oh, hey, they're probably gonna be pretty good, or maybe you thought they would be really good, but that just didn't pan out? For me, it was, there are two teams, I guess three. The Giants, but they're looking a little better lately. I thought they would be a playoff team. The Patriots, I thought when they got rid of Matt Patricia as offensive coordinator, everything would go back to normal on offense, but definitely not. They still have a good defense, but that offense is still horrific. And then I guess the third team is the Panthers. I thought they would be like, you know, pretty good, like 8-9, 9-8, somewhere around there. No, I was wrong about that one. All those teams have just had like terrible receiving cores and O-line play. So if you want to build a good NFL team, you need some good receivers and an O-line. Shocker, I know. Riveting information there, but let me know down below, what is the most disappointing team in the league to you this season? But anyways, back to the rebuild, and let's see if we can get ourselves out of this salary cap situation. So we are down to 39 mil in debt. The Browns are just like me for real, but let's see if there are any restructures we can make. I sure hope so. Oh, okay, I see what the problem is. Restructuring Deshaun Watson's deal saves us pretty much 30 mil and gets us almost entirely out of that situation. Okay, yeah, that'll do it. That should do it. Oh my God, what kind of contract are they paying Dalvin Tomlinson? I think I saw that when I was going through these. It's gonna be almost 20 mil per year after this season, so I guess that'll give us more money to get out of. Okay, well, I restructured everything I could, and we actually have almost 30 mil to work with. We saved like 60 mil from just restructuring. It isn't like a great amount of cap, but it is much better than what we had. Now, I do want Grant Delpit back. We will offer him 5 years, 43 mil, and he resigns. Greg Newsome, 16 mil. That's a little expensive. I mean, he's good, but I would give him that in real life, but here we can get a 79 overall for cheaper than that. I don't know. We'll see. Anthony Walker isn't interested. Maurice Hurst, we might re-sign him in free agency, but we'll check out who's available in free agency at defensive tackle. Corey Bjorquez, I guess we'll re-sign him 3 years, 9.6 mil. Nice. Okay, well, never mind. Thanks. But let's see what we can do in free agency. Oh, and also, let's check DevUps. I saw one at least. I don't see any on offense, unfortunately, but on defense, JOK went up to superstar dev, so I mean, he could turn into a stud here. He's already up to an 84. If he keeps playing like he did this year, he could be into the like mid 90s by the end of this. We'll see. I mean, I doubt it, but you never know, I guess. At least a 90-ish. And in free agency, there are good players here, but a lot of them are definitely older. Okay, well, let's see if there's anything I want to do. We might just save money for later, knowing like our cap situation very well could get much worse in the coming seasons. Ooh, Christian Wilkins could be kind of fun though. Oh, never mind. We can't afford him. Never mind. But in free agency, we're going to go for 2 linebackers. You know, this is kind of a bold strategy. I can't say linebacker is necessarily the most important position in the world, but we did lose our 2 other linebackers. Maybe it would be a better strat to not go for Willie Gay, but to be fair, I don't know if we're going to get Patrick Queen because we're only tied for the lead for him. So I guess we'll just go for both and hope that both somehow don't sign. If they do, it's not the end of the world. They're not the most expensive, but still. Nah, you know what? We'll just go for Patrick Queen. If we don't get him, then we'll just draft a linebacker. How about that? Let's see if Patrick Queen wants to sign. He does not. Okay. Willie Gay, you sure? Can we get you? Okay, we get Willie Gay. All right, at least we get a linebacker. I know I said we would just draft one, but we can still draft one more. But speaking of the draft, let's get there and let's definitely look for a receiver. That's a little bit of a need for us. I keep forgetting that we don't have a first round pick. Oh God. I focus scouted only first round receivers because I was like, I want to know for sure if these guys are good or not because I'm not very good at picking receivers. These guys are all good looking, but I doubt we're going to get any of them. Juan Moss might be good. What's his speed? I didn't even look at him because I was just looking at the first round. He has elite acceleration, B deep route, not great awareness though. I don't know about him. Gabe Brown looks good as a slot guy. We do need a slot. DeMarcus Holiday looks pretty good. Trayvon Barrett looks pretty good. I don't know. We'll just see who's available when we get. What are the Bears going to do at number 1 though? They go with a defensive end. Interesting. But with our pick, ooh, there is a playmaker receiver available. Now, every playmaker I have ever taken has had normal dev. I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but that's what it feels like. So we can't really expect a dev trait with either of these two, but they do look pretty good. I think Zay Young looks better just because the awareness. I think he's better at like every individual rating that's here. The only thing that Tyrell Crawford has is elite acceleration. Zay Young at least has great. He only has solid speed though. Crawford has good. He also has great change of direction, good agility. I mean, Young at least has good agility, but he only has solid change of direction. Am I talking myself into Tyrell Crawford? I just hit my mic, I'm sorry. I don't know, I don't like the awareness. I mean, they're the same overall anyways, so this is just about trying to find a dev trait. Crawford has D injury, but shows good discipline. Zay Young shows good discipline and has B injury. Is that the pick? Are you the pick? Yeah, sure. Zay Young, out of Michigan State. Can't wait to see that beautiful bronze normal dev. Okay, just kidding, thankfully. Hidden dev, 89 speed, 92 excel. I mean, that's not great. The excel's pretty good, but you know, that's what I expected. I'm not disappointed by that. I expected it. He looks pretty good. We'll see. I mean, we at least know he's a first-round talent, so this is good value regardless. Now in the 3rd round, I almost said 2nd round. Ooh, Marcus Long. I bet you are. Sorry. A awareness, A zone, B player act. Not the best man, but don't man him up, I guess. I don't know. We'll either go with him or a D lineman, but I didn't scout like any of them. And we can still do that round 4. Like, Emmett Walker looks pretty good, really good strength. I mean, we have Siaki Ika, who's like kind of the same player, but oh well. All right, let's go with Marcus Long out of Washington. Only 21 years old too. Really good speed, not the best strength, but elite speed, great acceleration, good ratings. We will take him. Hidden dev, 91 speed. Sounds good. And we don't have a 4th round pick, but with our 5th, is there going to be a good defensive tackle left? Okay, the one guy I wanted is gone. None of these other defensive tackles look great. There were 2 interesting defensive ends though. There is Brian Davis, elite strength. He's listed as a power rusher though, and only has C power moves. I don't love that. And then there's Teddy Odom, who isn't nearly as strong, but at least has B power moves. Good player act. I don't know. Brian Davis might be better. I might even try to get both of these guys. Let's just go with Brian Davis because of the pure strength. Probably not great, but it's the 5th round, so I think he'll be good value. Sounds good. Yeah, only normal dev, but 90 strength, 83 excel is interesting. We'll take it. But I might make one more pick, and we will see how we did. But here's how we did in the draft. Ignore the 5th round and on. There's like nothing there. But our first 2 picks were pretty good. I mean, Zay Young, 75 overall, hidden dev. We know he's a 1st round talent, so that was a very good value pick. He'll come in and be our number 2 immediately. He's a pretty good route runner overall. There isn't really one he's better at, just overall well balanced there. Just looks like a balanced player. That's what I would say. So that's kind of cool to have. And then Marcus Long, 73. I was thinking he would be like a 74, but I mean, close enough. 91 speed, 90 excel, 69 zone. Nice. His coverage isn't nearly as good as I thought it would be, but welcome to Madden 24 drafts. You never know if an A is actually good or if it just says an A because every other player in the class is terrible at that rating. You never know. And then Brian Davis is only a 67 at defensive tackle. I took Chad Claiborne. He was a 3rd to 4th round talent, so it's good value. And then Danny Childers is not very good. I just wanted depth at tight end, but I thought he would be like a 66. No, he's a 62. The CPU did all right though. Pretty good receiver. I mean, he's a 69. I'm not going to act like he's pretty good, but I mean, it's solid depth. He'll make the team, and that's really all we can ask for. But let's get into year 2, and that went better than I thought it would. We survived the offseason, so we could be cooking now. We will see. But here's a look at the team heading into year 2, and I mean, we're looking good. I didn't even have to do much to this team. The Browns are just a really good team on paper. Now, they never play up to that potential. They're kind of like the Chargers, where, you know, great team on paper. When it comes to actually playing, something always goes wrong. But here, hopefully we can get things right. Really, the only thing we changed on offense was Zay Young at receiver, and that's it. Almost has his dev trait revealed already from the preseason. Hopefully it's good. Could be. But if it's just star, that's honestly fine. He should still be a good number 2. And then on defense, we definitely made some changes here. Pretty much our entire defensive tackle group is different. Our linebackers are all different except JOK. Also, we have Gay and Long as 2 of our linebackers. I'm very mature, by the way. That wasn't intentional, but again, very mature. I'll still have to rearrange the specialists, although they don't look too bad. This is about what I would want. But now, let's get to the midseason point of year number 2, and we will see how we're doing. Okay, well, at the midseason point of year number 2, we are only 4-3, not 3-4. You know, part of the challenge of this rebuild is also we are in a very good division, obviously. I think all these teams have a winning record in real life, so, you know, it's definitely going to be tough for us here. Our offense is doing well. Our defense still looks like it's struggling a little bit, though, but hopefully things can, you know, get right on their own. If not, we'll definitely look for a new defensive playbook, probably the Bills. But we are going to have some players to re-sign, of course, and okay, now it gets scary. This is like the majority of the team. Nick Chubb, JOK, Amari Cooper, Greg Newsome, Jedrick Wills, Zadarius Smith, Elijah Moore, you know, just to name a few. Also our kicker and punter for whatever that's worth. And we have negative 48 mil to work with. We aren't even close to being able to sign any of these guys. If I had to pick who to bring back, my 2 top priorities are Nick Chubb and JOK, but it's going to be tough to get either of them back. I don't think restructuring would do anything for us here. I don't even know if we can. I think that'll just, yeah, we can't yet, but we will definitely look to do that in the offseason. By the way, I am so glad Madden finally added restructuring because this rebuild would be legitimately impossible if we couldn't restructure. Like, there would be no chance. And for our focus position, I guess we should go tackle. We could also go defensive tackle. We need both. We might not need offensive tackle, though, because we do have DeJuan Jones, but I don't know how much I trust him in this game. I don't know. We'll go defensive tackle. I'm all right at drafting defensive tackle. No, just kidding. I lied. We'll go offensive tackle. It's easier for me to tell if a defensive tackle is good without them being scouted than it is for me to tell if an offensive tackle is good without them being scouted. So we'll do that. Little bit of a pump fake there, but that's the decision. It also says we need left outside linebacker. Not really. We have like 4 good linebackers. I don't know what this game's talking about. But anyways, let's get to the end of year number 2 and hopefully we can make the playoffs here. But here we are at the end of year number 2, and if you haven't seen one of my rebuilds before, or well, if you have seen one of my rebuilds before, y'all know why we're here. I just woke up. Give me a break. But before I reveal how we did in year number 2, if you for some reason haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Like I always say, it'll make you an OG of the channel, you know what I'm saying? And we are less than 50 subscribers away from 25K right now, so expect the big rebuild that I've been teasing out on Sunday, I'll say. That's a safe bet. Maybe that's not a safe bet, but that's what I'll commit to. Sunday, it'll be out. And if you want to make sure to catch that, the special rebuild that I've been teasing for like a month or 2 now, turn on notifications because it'll make sure that you won't miss it as long as you have notifications on or whatever. And I might as well just plug everything. Be sure to like the video. I would appreciate it. It'll help the channel. Y'all have heard the whole deal. Just, I would appreciate it. But this is how the team is looking at the end of year 2. Unfortunately, Marcus Long only has star dev. He is up to a 77 at least. And Zay Young also only has star dev. I mean, at least they're both young. I guess he's literally young. His last name is Young, but he's 21. So, you know, 21 with star is kind of like 23 with superstar, so that's the way I'm coping. But in year number 2, we finished 10-7 and we made the playoffs. Now, unfortunately, we are coming off of a massive loss to the Bengals, 42-10. So we could have been even better, but it is what it is. We could have even been the division winner, I think, maybe over the Ravens. But yeah, that's unlucky. Every division or every team in the division once again had a winning record. I guess last year we were the one team that didn't have a winning record, but now every team does, including us. So that's not scary at all. But let's check out our season stats real quick. Deshaun Watson was pretty good. I've seen him do really well in this game before. I guess it just takes him a minute, but 3,500 yards, 28 touchdowns, 12 picks. It might have taken him a minute for something else too, something else that he is known for doing. Sorry. He was pretty good. Nick Chubb led the team in rushing, obviously. I don't know why I felt like specifying that. With 1,300 yards, 5.7 per carry, 20 touchdowns. He was very good. Should be up there for Offensive Player of the Year. Kareem Hunt with 666 yards. That's spooky. But yeah, he was good. And not much receiving. I want a more pass-heavy offense, but I also want to utilize Nick Chubb. I guess it would be better to switch to an offense that, just uses Nick Chubb and not so much Kareem Hunt so we can, get more passing. I don't know, though. But yeah, Amari Cooper almost 1,000 yards. Zay Young over 750, 8 touchdowns. Elijah Moore was okay. And the blocking, ooh. Jedrick Wills was good. I do not trust that. I have seen him allow like 25 sacks in a season in this game, but here he's been good. He's trying to get me to pay him, so I'll pay him like 15 mil a year, and then he'll be horrific for the rest of the rebuild, so I don't know. But yeah, Jack Conklin, I don't know about that one. He was really good the first year, and this year he was terrible, so that makes sense. Thanks, EA. The interior was good, though, and then on defense, Marcus Long led the team with 112 tackles, tackles for loss, 15 for Garrett and Tomlinson, 10 for Zadarius Smith, and sacks, 21 for Myles Garrett, 8 for Smith, 5.5 for Tomlinson, and then interceptions, 3 for JOK and Grant Delpit, 2 for Gay and Thornhill, 1 for a lot of players. We get a lot of interceptions. I'm happy to see that. Do we get the most in the NFL? Let me see. No, but tied for second at least. We'll take that. But let's see some of these yearly awards. Who won MVP? It is Lamar Jackson, because of course it would go to a division rival. Why wouldn't it? Joe Burrow also up there. Unlucky. Surprised we don't see Kenny Pickett up here or something stupid. Offensive Player of the Year, of course, goes to Lamar. Nick Chubb at number 5. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Myles Garrett, of course, almost breaking the sack record. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sheldon Bird of the Chargers. Zay Young at number 2. I mean, I would have wanted him to win that. I didn't expect him to be up there, though, because he wasn't that good. And Defensive Rookie of the Year went to David Rivers for the Jags. Marcus Long at number 3. I was hoping he could win that, but unfortunately not. So still no award wins. Or no, that's a lie. We just won Defensive Player of the Year. Whatever. So 1 award win so far. And we might have like positional awards won. I don't know. JOK might have won one last year. I have no idea. But of course, we are going to be taking on the Ravens in the wild card. We have a first of many scenario, though. We will go play it cool. Y'all know me. Definitely can't guarantee a win in this one. But that's all there is for us to do. So let's simulate this out and let's see if we can get a win against the Ravens. Probably not, but we will see. Okay, of course not. We lose 28-21 to the Ravens. Is it time for a playbook change on both sides of the ball? I mean, we had a good offense. It's just our defense allowed a decent amount of points. Our defense even seemed fine, like overall, with the stats and everything. We did allow the 23rd most yards. I don't know. We were 8th in points scored and I think 28th in points allowed or something. Yeah, it might be time for a new defensive playbook. All right. Bills playbook it is. I mean, the Bills playbook hardly gets any interceptions, but it's better than allowing 24 points per game. And I'm thinking about even changing our offensive playbook. Oh, it was 2 away this way, and I went the whole other way around. That's fun. Should we try new offense? I mean, it's working out well, but it could be better overall. I mean, Kareem Hunt's probably going to be gone soon, and it's leaning a lot into him, and I don't know if I want to lean a ton into like Jerome Ford in this game at least, because I know he's going to be terrible here. Should I be boring? Are we going to go Chiefs? I might. I know people hate when I pick Chiefs all the time, but it's like, nah, I don't want people to yell at me. We'll stick with Browns for now, but we just don't have a very good pass game. That's the problem, and I want Nick Chubb to get more touches. But let's get into the offseason, and let's see if we can survive another one. The offseason is our war to fight here. But in the Super Bowl, the Cowboys take down the Chiefs 34-31. I love the diversity of Madden Super Bowls. But Nick Chubb gets an upgrade. That's cool. He's already a 99, but I guess we'll take it. Did he win like best running back or something? Yeah, best running back. That's fun, I guess. But moment of truth, will we be able to get out of this cap situation once again, or are we not going to be as lucky this season? I guess we'll find out. Okay, well, we weren't quite as lucky this season. We were still lucky, I'll say that. However, just kidding. It said we had 12 mil. Is it being dumb? Do I have to like close it out and it'll show all our cap? Sometimes it it does that. Let me see. Okay, no, just kidding. It lied to me. Okay, that sucks. We're gonna be losing some important players here. Yeah, this is where the rebuild gets tough. Honestly, do we have to let Nick Chubb go? I mean, we at least have Kareem Hunt, but if we don't pay or tag JOK, then we have nothing at linebacker. I mean, we have, like, I don't know, or is Amari Cooper what we need to do? Because we'll have nothing at receiver if we don't pay Amari Cooper. This is like worst case scenario. Okay, if you were wondering when this rebuild was gonna get really hard, this is where. This is like all of our key pieces for the most part. Thanks to Sean Watson. Thanks Browns GM. I appreciate it. Did one like not restructure? It said we were gonna have like 12 mil. I'm disappointed. No, everything restructured. I don't understand. That's unlucky. What's the move here? If we want to take VL this upcoming season and just build for the future, I think JOK is our best option to tag because he is the youngest, but also he's a linebacker. That's not that important. Amari Cooper, we could tag him, but long term he's just gonna regress anyways if we extend him. Nick Chubb is long term and immediate term, but we already have another running back that could do well. Not as well, but well. This is such a tough situation. There's like a positive and a negative to each one of these players. Let's just go with the best overall player. We'll offer Nick Chubb a minimum deal so he rejects it, and then we'll tag him. This is tough. This is getting tough. How about 7 years, 8.4 mil? You interested? No? All right. Understandable. Let's tag him. Sure. That hurts. Goodbye, JOK. Goodbye, Amari Cooper. Goodbye, Zadarius Smith. Goodbye, Jedrick Wills. Goodbye, Greg Newsome. Goodbye, our entire team. You hate to see it. What are the Browns going to do in real life, by the way? They are screwed. I mean, they'll probably find some way to get out of this, but still, this is rough. But obviously nothing for us to do in free agency. The team looks so depressing now. But hey, we can build this back up. So let's get to the draft. But here in the draft, we do have a first round pick, thankfully, obviously, but my chair is so squeaky today. Damn. I hope that doesn't pick up too much in the mic, but we pick at number 20. At least we have a first round pick. It's not a great one, but it's better than not having one, I guess, arguably. No, it definitely is. The problem is none of the receivers here look great. Tavon Gaines actually looks pretty good. I kind of take that back. Deshaun Kitchens looks pretty good too. Carl Kidd, ooh, he looks really good actually. We might have to go with him. He kind of looks crazy. I don't know. Tavon Gaines also looks good. He is faster. Well, he has better acceleration and change of direction, but Kidd is a better receiver, it looks like. Just like pure receiving ability. Who's younger? Gaines is 23 and then Kidd is 23. I kind of like Carl Kidd. Yeah, let's take him. He is 23. That's the only downside, but the other option's 23 too. So Carl Kidd out of Michigan, you are the pick. Okay, there's the normal dev playmaker receiver I was expecting. Okay, that's kind of rough now. Normal dev and 23. He's almost going to be undevelopable at this point. But if he's a good enough overall, we'll see. It might not matter. And in the second round, I definitely want to look at receiver again. We need tackle, linebacker, defensive end, maybe corner, defensive tackle. We need lots of things here. Oh, and of course, there are no tackles left. The only draftable one is George Rhodes, and he doesn't look very good. That's fun. Derek Boykin, he's a good pass blocker. He's not very strong, though. I mean, that's good strength. It's not like, it's going to be like 84 in this game. If we don't go with him, what do we go with, though? There's Donovan Washington. He looks kind of good. It's a pure nose tackle. There's Mike Savage. I'm not going to take another linebacker until later. Ooh, this corner has a man coverage. He looks pretty good. I don't think I would take him yet, but he looks pretty good. Ooh, also Cole Andrews. We might go with him in the next round. I'm kind of leaning towards another receiver, though. I mean, we still need another one. Kerry Pamphile. I don't know how you say that. He looks pretty good. Physical receivers always look really good in this game. Oh, he's 6'9". Okay, that's interesting. We took one of these guys in the last rebuild. He was only 6'8", though. I say only. Yeah, we'll take a chance here. Kerry, whatever your last name is. I don't know if he's good, but 6'9" is very nice. Hidden dev. What an interesting player. I don't remember what the other guy's overall was. I think he was like a 73, but we'll see what his overall is. Is that the corner I was going to take? I swear to God. Okay, Donovan Washington is still here. He's an option. The one linebacker I wanted is gone. Johnny Sams looks pretty good. Nothing crazy, but pretty good. And we don't desperately need a corner or anything. It is kind of a need, but meh. So with our last pick, at least the last pick I'm going to show, let's go with Donovan Washington out of Alabama. Very strong, good enough looking ratings from what I can see. Sounds good. Hidden dev, I'm surprised he is hidden. 94 strength. I'm surprised it's not even higher, but we will take it. He looks good. So let's get to the draft recap, and we got some different players here. We got some interesting ones. How many times can I say interesting? I don't know. Ooh, okay. In the draft, we tried. We did okay. Carl Kidd is a decent player, 76 overall. Just, of course, no dev trait. Carrie Pamphile or Pamphile, whatever that last name is. I know there was one, what was it, like Kevin Pam whatever? I don't know. He had that same last name. I still don't know how to say it. He is, but Carrie Pamphile is only a 71. That's unfortunate. I forgot the last guy that looked like this was very slow despite having a good 40, which, yeah, that makes sense. Thanks, EA. But if this player was real, 6'9", that's unguardable, pretty much. And then Donovan Washington is a 73 hidden dev, so he'll start. That's a good pick. Just, we didn't get much other than those three. To be fair, I don't know what I expected. Our next pick was in the late 5th. I picked Lindsey Patterson. He looks pretty good. I mean, he has a dev trait at least. I mean, the overall isn't good, but at least there's a dev trait. The CPU picked Tanner Miller, a backup QB who also has a dev trait. He's interesting. Maybe we move on from Deshaun Watson. I don't know. There's Paul Philbin, no dev trait for him. He looks all right. And then Tommy Starks, also no dev trait, but looks like a decent 10th running back. Running back is definitely what we needed. But I don't know. This was a decent draft. Was the other receiver better, though? I want to see. Did we have a ooh, that receiver was good. That went number 8. But was the other receiver better? Was it Gaines? Yeah, it was Tavon Gaines. Oh, he has a dev trait. I hate this game. The guy we picked was the higher overall player. That's really all I can predict, but show me. Superstar X Factor. No, he only has star. Okay, it's not that much worse. We got the higher overall player. That's really all I can fully predict. And I was right, but maybe you would have preferred the other guy. Oh well. But now let's get into year number 3, where the team is going to be looking a lot different this year, to say the least. But here we are heading into year number 3. This receiving core hurts. It hurts to look at. We are definitely going to need to sign somebody there this offseason, assuming we can afford anyone there. We will have to see. But I mean, the team isn't terrible. We're still an 83, and we should develop throughout the year, so that's the positive at least. The negative is we are down like 6 overall from last year. I thought the challenge would start early, and then we would get better. But we started off okay, and then we got worse. But there is still a ton of hope for this last season. A lot of money should free up, I would hope, and we should be able to sign some pretty good free agents. At least that's the optimistic take I have. We'll see. But I mean, y'all have seen all the players we added. We added 2 new receivers, the defensive tackle Washington, the CPU re-signed Taki because we didn't have enough left outside linebackers, I guess, which I guess that's good. I don't know. We'll see how Okoronkwo does too. I've seen him do really well in this game before, but that was like in last year's game, I think. So I don't know how he's going to do here. We will just find out. So let's get to the midseason point of year number 3, and hopefully we don't suck too bad. We'll find out. Okay, well, that's about what I expected. We are 2-5. Unlucky? Oh, we have the worst defense in the league now. Okay, maybe switching the defensive playbook wasn't a good idea. Maybe we just don't have good players there. I don't know. It's hard to say. We'll see if it balances out through the second half of the year, but that's unlucky. I mean, it isn't worse than it was by much. It kind of is, but we'll hope it gets better. Our offense is actually pretty good, and we have a tandem breakout for our defense, which could be helpful. I don't know who this is going to be. Maybe like one of the corners, maybe a linebacker, hopefully a corner, if it wants to load. Okay, it is Martin Emerson and Denzel Ward. I never know what to pick for these. We'll go ratings boost. 2,500 XP for Denzel Ward. Cool. 2+ combined interceptions and pass deflections with Martin Emerson. Don't know about that, but we will see. It could happen, especially the pass deflections. But for re-signings, this is the big one. Do we have money this year? A tiny bit. I'm more hopeful about this one because we should be able to restructure a few players, at least. Now that I think about it, I don't know who we're going to restructure. I guess just Deshaun Watson. Watson, and that's it. Maybe Myles Garrett, maybe. And we might be able to cut Dalvin Tomlinson and save some money. Maybe Denzel Ward we can restructure. I don't know. But yeah, obviously we can't do anything yet. Yeah, this is the hardest rebuild in the game. The title's correct. It is not the Saints. This is harder. So I guess we'll see if we hit the breakout. I mean, we're gonna lose this game, but hopefully we can hit a breakout at least. At least. Please. Okay, we get smacked. I mean, we have an 85 overall team. We shouldn't be getting beat like this, but do we at least somehow hit the breakout? I highly doubt it. No. Okay, let's get to the end of the year. Okay, well, in year number 3, we of course missed the playoffs. Now, we do rebound a little bit, which I don't know if I'm happy about that or not. I kind of wish we just ended up like 4-13 or something, so we would have a high draft pick, but yeah, our defense was terrible. It was bad the year before. It was, to be fair, this is pretty much just as bad as it was last year, and we lost some players, so that's my explanation there. I still have faith in the Bills' defensive playbook, I hope. Did I accidentally switch the offense to the Bills? Possibly. No, it was the defense. I don't know. I'm surprised our offense stayed good, though, even, you know, losing our receiver, our number 1 receiver, and our left tackle, like 2 of the 3 most important positions on offense, other than QB, obviously. So I'm surprised we had an okay offense, is all I'm saying. Now, let's check out our season stats. Deshaun Watson, again, he was fine. This year he was actually pretty good. Not a great completion percentage, but 26 touchdowns, only 7 picks, decent amount of yardage, 1,500 yards pretty much for Nick Chubb, 5.7 per carry, 16 touchdowns, less carries for Kareem Hunt this year. And Zay Young, 1,169 yards, nice, 10 touchdowns. Pam File or whatever, 700 yards. Kid wasn't great. Njoku was okay. Damn, we only had 7 total linemen on the roster just because I couldn't afford to sign any. The guards were not great, especially Wyatt Teller. He was bad. 7 sacks allowed from right guard, but I would say our best lineman was DeJuan Jones, surprisingly. Only 6 sacks allowed. That's interesting. And then Marcus Long led the team with 100 tackles, tackles for loss, 17 for Washington as a rookie, 15 for Tomlinson, 13 for Garrett, and sacks, 21.5 for Myles Garrett, 6.5 for Okoronkwo, and then 3 for Washington and Tomlinson. In interceptions, 5 for Ward, 2 for Gay, and then 1 for Delpit and Thornhill. Like I said, the interceptions are going to be down, so maybe it isn't worth it to run the Bills playbook. I don't know. And for MVP, we have another division rival win it. It is Joe Burrow this year. Fun. Are we going to see Kenny Pickett next year? We'll see. Unless they got a new QB, which is possible. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jonathan Taylor. Nick Chubb at number 6. At least we have someone up there. Defensive Player of the Year, of course, goes to Myles Garrett. I would have been concerned if he didn't win that. We have the Williams brothers at 9 and 10. Or are they brothers or cousins? I think they're brothers, right? Pretty sure. And Pam Feel wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. We will take that. I'm surprised, but I'll take it. I guess there just haven't been any good offensive rookies for the AFC in this rebuild. And then Carl Kidd at number 4. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Donovan Washington. So we win AFC Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. I want to see if we won any like individual awards though. Okay, Chubb was 3 for running back. Damn, I was hoping Zay Young would be higher. He was number 6 for best receiver. No O-lineman, Daniel Brunskill on the Ravens up there. That wouldn't work very well. I don't know about that. Well, they have a new scheme still. Myles Garrett won best D-lineman, unsurprisingly. Denzel Ward, number 2 for best DB. I wish he could have won that, but oh well. So we got a few awards, got close for a few. We'll take it. But let's get into the offseason. Let's see if we get any dev-ups, because that could be huge. But heading into the final year, this is the make or break off season. We need to do something here, if at all possible. Have the Cowboys been in every Super Bowl here? They win another Super Bowl question mark? I think they won one. I think they lost one to the Chiefs, or did they win that? I don't know. But the Cowboys win 27-20 against the Steelers of all teams. That's a different Super Bowl team. We don't see them every year. Of course, that happens when we're rebuilding the Browns, a division rival that I never see in the Super Bowl makes a Super Bowl. It's interesting. Also, my unfortunate curse strikes again. Anytime I do a rebuild of a team, it seems like one of those teams' players either gets hurt or gets put on IR when I'm doing a video. And like 5 minutes ago, Grant Delpit got put on IR. So I'm sorry, Browns fans. I mean, I guess I'm not responsible for the injury because that happened in the game. But whenever I rebuild a team, there's always some news that happens for some reason. I don't know why. But we have some upgrades here. Ooh, Pam File's already up to a 75. We'll see what his dev trade is in a second. But Donovan Washington, we'll upgrade him. He gets 2 upgrade points. What is his his dev trait. He goes up to superstar. Okay, huge. Why did he get rewarded with defensive rookie of the year twice? I don't know. Maybe one for AFC and then overall offense or defensive rookie of the year. I don't know how that works. And then carry Pamphile, close to another upgrade even. He doesn't have X Factor, but he has superstar. Did he have superstar? No, he gained it. Okay, he just kind of developed a lot. But hey, now we have a superstar receiver who is 6'9", a 69 overall playmaker, which is our scheme. Nice, but also not nice. I wish he was a scheme fit, but yeah, he looks crazy. We're also developing him as a big slot, which that might be too big of a slot, but oh well. And trust me, I know about big slots. I've been around your mother a lot. But let's see if we can re-sign any players here. I hope and I pray. God. You know what? Is it time to just cut Deshaun Watson? I mean, he's been good, but that would save us 46 mil. What is his contract? What did we get set up here from all the restructures? Is he gonna make like 200 mil? No, he's making 101 mil this year. Oh my God. Okay. No thanks. We're gonna cut him, I think. He's been good. Not 100 mil good. I mean, this will save 46, which is, that's worth it. I mean, worst case scenario, we have Tanner Miller, who's a star dev. I mean, ideally, we wouldn't want him to start. His traits aren't great. They're not bad. The only bad ones are trigger happy sense of pressure and undisciplined penalty. Ooh, Zay Young also went up to superstar. Let's see if we got any other dev traits. I forgot to check. I only looked at those two. I don't see any others on offense, just the two receivers. And then on defense, obviously Washington. Denzel Ward got superstar. That's cool. I wish either Emerson or Mitchell would get a better dev trait though. But let me get back to working out the restructures and maybe cuttings, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, well, we weren't able to restructure too much, but we did free up what is now 47.6 mil. I didn't even check what we had to begin with. It was probably like -10 or something, -5. I don't know, somewhere around there. But now we have a little bit of cap to work with. Is it gonna be enough though, is the question. So obviously we want Nick Chubb back. Will we be able to get him back is also the question. He wants 3 years. How about 4? Then make it a little cheaper right now. I guess just a little cheaper. Yeah, sure. If we can make it cheaper. 4 years, 78 mil. Okay, cool. Wyatt Teller was kind of terrible last year. I mean, he's still a really good overall, but I don't know. The year before, he was great. This year, 7 sacks from right guard. I don't know about that. David Njoku, we'll offer him 5 years. That's a long deal until he's 35, but 5 years, 72 mil. Should we prioritize Batonio, though? We might have to. 2 years, 50 mil. How about 3 to make it a little cheaper right now? 3 years, 75. Oh, no. Wait, that could be decent. How much is a tag? Oh, it's cheaper. Okay, that works out. I mean, now we won't be able to bring back... How many punters and kickers did we have? Or no, I guess these were our starting punter and kicker. That's not great. But, you know, now we are going to have some holes on this team. We won't be able to bring David Njoku back. We can bring Martin Emerson back, but I would... he's not interested, and we would have to overpay. We'll see what our options in free agency are. But let's get into free agency. We might have to go to year 5. This team is going to be terrible. I didn't realize the Browns were in this much cap hell. Ooh, you know what? Davis Mills, how does he do in this game? I don't know. He was the backup for the Jags last year. He started 2 years in real life. I only remember 1. I didn't know that. Oh, I guess I remember. I don't know. That's interesting. I always forget he even exists. He's such a, like, not to be rude, but like, he's forgettable. Very forgettable. Ooh, Bailey Zappi. I hate that these are the quarterback options we're looking at. God, what happened? Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson's low-key kind of nice in this game sometimes. He might not be a bad choice. There are no receivers, but not that we could really afford one anyways. Ooh. Should we go for Isaiah Likely? He wouldn't be a bad option. That would be likely a good pickup. Okay, yeah. I definitely think we're going to be going to a year 5. There's just not... We can't really afford anyone here. That's the problem. There are players. We're just still broke. Wanya Thomas got star dev. You know what? Does he want to sign... It's not great, but at least he has star dev. We're just going to be going for budget signings here for like younger players. Martin Emerson's pretty cheap, but we can draft a corner. Maybe. Actually, maybe we can't. Now let's just go for him. Let's do it. And then that is probably all we're going to be able to do here. So yeah, year 5 is definitely in the cards. We are going to go for Martin Emerson and Wanya Thomas. And just because I want to check, let's see if we can either, I guess we can't restructure, but let's see if we can cut anyone else. Because I want a little more money. We might be able to free up a decent amount. Some of our backups are making okay money. Ooh, Jack Conklin, that would save us 15 mil. We might have to do that. I mean, he was okay this last year. The year before, he was terrible. Yeah, we'll do that. 15 mil sounds good. could be risky, but it's not like he's great anyways. Dalvin Tomlinson, he's decent, but another 7 mil, we might have to. This is like the most tough decisions I've ever had to make in a rebuild before. This is rough. But now, actually, we have decent money again. Or, well, it said we had 35. We have 26 now. I don't understand how that works, but okay. But I think these are the players we are gonna go for. It's an interesting group, for sure. It's not the best group ever, but they are upgrades at positions where we desperately need upgrades. So I'm happy with it. We're gonna go for David Njoku. We're gonna try to bring him back. Ethan Posic, whatever. We're gonna try to bring him back. Ivan Pace could be a fun addition. He might have a dev trait in the regular game, but I can't give him one in my rosters because you can't edit dev traits out of franchise. I hate it. I liked him a lot as a prospect out of Cincinnati. One of the most fun players in the class to watch in college, in my opinion, just because he was so, I don't know, he just blitzed a lot. It was fun. He's been very good for the Vikings. Martin Emerson, we'll try to bring him back, and then Wanya Thomas, we'll probably move him over to strong safety. I don't know if we're gonna get all these guys, maybe not Pace or Posic, but the rest of the guys we at least have a green offer for, so let's see if we can get any of these players. Okay, we get Njoku and Posic. Okay, Deshaun Watson goes to the Rams. That's interesting. Wyatt Teller goes to the Panthers. Anyone else sign that, was on our team? I don't see anyone. But we still have the lead for Pace, Emerson, and Thomas. Kinda want a QB. I'm not gonna lie. Either that or we're gonna have to draft one. I mean, we could just hope the guy we have works out. I don't know how much I want to rely on that, though. But let's see if any of these 3 players sign. So it looks like we get Pace and we get Thomas. Emerson's still yet to sign. Still doesn't want to sign, so we're gonna have to sim a week to see if he finally does. Thanks, Martin, you fuck. But okay, it looks like he does finally sign. So this, it's not like a crazy free agent class, but we need it. We need what we can get. We need all of those guys. But we are absolutely gonna have our work cut out for us in the draft. We still need a tackle. We still probably need a guard. Luke Whippler isn't terrible, so worst case scenario, he can start there. Probably need a QB. I don't trust Miller. We might need a third linebacker, but 2 really only play, so that's probably fine. Maybe a defensive tackle, but I'm not worried about it. Probably a defensive end. Maybe a safety. Wanya Thomas can maybe play. But man, this is rough. But let's get to the draft, and it might be a good strat to trade back and try and get as many picks as we can. Unless there's someone just we can't pass up on. We'll see. Even then, we might trade back like 1 spot and see what happens, because we need some picks. But in the draft, the Broncos have the number 1 pick. That's kind of different. So they fell apart here apparently, but we pick at number 15, and what do we want to do? I focus scouted the 3. Ooh, there was one other QB. Okay, but I focus scouted these 3 QBs. It looks like Spencer Woods is the best out of the 3, but I didn't expect James Knapp to be here. Maybe that's a sign I shouldn't take him because he shouldn't still be available if he's actually good. But Spencer Woods does look kind of nice. I don't know. He's only 21. What are his traits? Are his traits good? Beautiful spiral on all his passes. Gets rid of the ball at the first sign of pressure. That's not great. Throws the ball away. That's good. Plays well within and outside of the pocket. That's good. Elongated motion with a quick release. Does that matter in simulation? It probably does. They should just get rid of all that shit, or just not have it matter at all. What should matter is the player's rating. That's all that should matter in simulation. Not playbooks, not anything. Playbooks are way too volatile. Is that the word I want to use? Like, I don't know. Playbooks and traits shouldn't matter as much as they do. It should just be ratings, and that's it. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, Spencer Woods does look pretty good. Elite strength, great throw power, great agility and acceleration, or agility and change of direction, good acceleration. Not the best speed in the world, but is this really similar to Josh Allen's combine? That's kind of what this reminds me of. Well, Josh Allen ran a 4.75, didn't bench, but it probably would have been something like 20 something, maybe close. Josh Allen had a better vert, worse 20-yard shuttle, better 3 cone by a little bit, a 6.9. Nice. I don't know, it's kind of comparable. This guy's like a worse Josh Allen, I guess. Less athletic. I'm just stalling because I don't know if I want to take him or not. I'm undecided. I think we're gonna, though. I mean, yeah. Let's trade back like 1 spot. Or 2. Let's say the Panthers would want to jump their division rival in the Saints. If the QB goes, oh well. That'll give me an excuse to not take a QB. All right, we're gonna do our 1 and 6 for their 1 and 3. I think that's a fair enough trade. So if they go with one of the QBs, then, which neither of them do, hopefully. So we'll still get our guy. We get a tiny bit of value. So Spencer Woods out of UCF. Can't wait to see the normal dev. Yep, okay, I called it. That's cool. I love that. He has good throw power, good speed, good excel, good runner, good athlete overall. The normal dev is very unlucky. If anything, that's the type of player that should have at least star dev because they have a ton of upside. He is athletic, but whatever. Now, in the second round, we definitely should look at O-line. I don't like drafting tackles. They're never good. It's always better to go with interior guys. Ooh, Corey Wilcox looks pretty good. I wouldn't play him at tackle. I mean, I could. He's a decent pass blocker. He's elite strength. There's Tyler Stevens. Ooh, he's also interesting. He's very strong, but has no power. That makes sense. Thanks. There's some good guards for sure. I wonder if we can somehow get Wilcox and Stevens. Nah, I don't think so. Because Stevens, I think, is a lower overall, I would guess. But he's younger and he's a scheme fit. So I'm kind of leaning towards him to play guard, even though I do think he is worse, like I said. But Wilcox would make more sense to play at tackle because he's 6'4". He is 345 though, but he is a good pass blocker. So I don't know. Do we really want two big, slow tackles with DeJuan Jones and Corey Wilcox? I don't know. I kind of like Stevens. If we don't get Stevens though, there are other agile guards that look good. There aren't any other good like tackle options past the second round. All right, I talked myself into Wilcox. Let's go with Corey Wilcox out of Clemson. Can't wait to see the normal dev. Okay, no, he does have hidden, thankfully. He's gonna play tackle, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but he looks pretty good on paper, so we will take it. I didn't even look at my focus position, by the way. We focus scouted outside linebackers. There was too much other stuff for us to look at. We couldn't really even look at the top outside linebackers. I was too focused on QB. But now, who do we want here? Definitely another lineman. This guy will be a guard, whoever we go with. Is it DeMar Benson? I kind of like DeMar Benson. Ray Gregory looks he doesn't look great. I like DeMar Benson for sure. No power, but possibly a good finesse guy. So, wow, he had a really high bench press at his pro day. Good at the combine. Really good vertical jump and broad jump for whatever that's worth. All right, let's go with DeMar Benson out of Clemson. Wasn't the other guy from Clemson too? Were there two right guards from Clemson? Why were they both right? Maybe the other guy wasn't, but I think it said Clemson. Either way, normal dev, that's tough, but I think he's a decent player. So I might make one or two more picks here, but I will see y'all for the draft recap. But here's how we did in the draft, and we actually did pretty well. I want to see if there was a better QB option though. I mean, probably because Woods has normal dev, but Nick Woodley to the 49ers, he probably is hidden. Yeah. What's the dev trait? What's the damage? Okay, only star dev. That's not too bad. Jake Luck, he's the same overall. He has hidden, so either way, this would have been better technically. He also has star. Okay, that's not too bad. So, that's just unlucky. We technically, picked who was tied for the highest overall, but unlucky. How about James Knapp? Okay, he only had normal. I'm glad I didn't go with him. Tyler Stevens was a 75 overall. He was better than the right guard we got, which I expected, but he would have made less sense at tackle, so I'm fine with that pick. We did all we could, pretty much. This was a pretty good draft, even though it doesn't look like much on paper. DeMar Benson isn't great. Only 72 with normal. I don't even know if he's gonna start. Luke Whippler's already maybe better, but there wasn't really another option than DeMar Benson. Solomon Gillisley, which is a hell of a name, 74 overall hidden dev. He looks good. Good linebacker. I've been obsessed with linebackers in this rebuild. I don't know why, even though I don't, I definitely wouldn't do that in real life, but no, in the third round, like a first round guy, hell yeah, I don't care if he's a linebacker. Give me that. So that's good value. Rashad Mitchell, I took him. He has hidden dev. Not a great overall, but at least he has hidden. And then I also took George Carter. No dev trait for him, but at least he's a 69. Nice. That's decent value. Then the CPU took a tackle. Does he have a dev trait? No. Okay. Well, this was a good draft. We didn't get anyone insane, obviously, but we got our positions of need. We got good players there. So let's get into what is possibly the fourth and final year of the rebuild. But here is a look at the team heading into what is possibly the final year of the rebuild. I spent a lot of time like cutting guys here and signing some depth pieces. So So, like any player that gets on the field should be a decent player, hopefully, ideally. The main concern I have, which I don't even know if it's a full concern because we have Myles Garrett, but my main concern is the edge opposite to Myles Garrett, the defensive end opposite him. We're going to try Lindsey Patterson because he has star dev. He doesn't have any pass rush traits, so he's going to get 0 sacks. Okay, maybe we won't try him. See, that's what I hate about this game. He will not be a good player just because he doesn't have traits. Does anyone have traits? Does Philbin have traits? He at least has bull rush, so he's maybe better. How about Carter? He has high motor, no bull rush or swim move. Okay, well, it looks like there isn't really a good option, so maybe we'll just go with Patterson. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, clearly this team has fallen off a little bit, which is why we might do one more year. We'll see. But like I was saying, this is the hardest rebuild in Madden 24. I have decided. So if you want a good challenge, this is the one. But without further ado, I'm going to ignore the preseason rankings, the 31st offense and 31st defense. Let's just get straight to the end of your number 4 and we will see what happens. Okay, well, I might have lied. We might be going to a year 5. We will see. Our defense is still terrible. You know what? We might just switch back there. It could be a player issue. The defense was bad with the Browns playbook, but it's worse with the Bills. We'll switch back to the Browns, but yeah, we are 1-6. So, I mean, this means I probably won't get this video out until like 3, but I will try my hardest. Now, for re-signings, thankfully, we have some money, finally. Myles Garrett, we obviously want him back. We'll offer him 5 years, 206 mil. How about 6? 6 years, 247. He takes it. And then other than him, Dwan Jones has been kind of nice. How's he doing this year? Probably bad? Yes. Okay. We will not be bringing him back. Honestly, everyone else we're kind of fine with. So finally, we have some money. Okay, there are a couple players back here. There's Joel Bitonio, who honestly, he might just retire at the end of the year, but 2 years, 45, he takes it. And then Ethan Pocic, whatever. We'll see if we want to bring him back. But let's get into the year, or let's get to the end of the year. And once again, this should be our big off season. We're going to have money, so we'll see what we can do. Oh, okay. We almost went 0-17. We went 1-16 with the Browns. Okay, we're going to need some help. We are switching our offensive playbook, and I don't know what to do for defensive playbook. I thought the Bills were the best defense in this game. The Seahawks had a good defense, but they're a 3-4 now. I don't trust that either. The Texans, I mean, we need something, man. We need to try something different. We could try the Texans. Should we try the Texans? We might as well. And then you know what? We'll be boring. We'll pick the Chiefs offense. I want this team to do well, and good playbooks is the only way. The only way. But Spencer Woods was actually pretty good as a rookie. 3,100 yards, which is kind of low, but 22 touchdowns, only 7 picks. That's definitely not bad. Nick Chubb, almost 1,400 yards, 5.8 per carry, 7 touchdowns. He was good. Pam File, whatever his name is, was our leading receiver with under 900 yards, 3 touchdowns. Zay Young, 9 touchdowns, but only 647 yards. Ugh. Okay, and yeah, there's our problem. Dwan Jones, 20 sacks allowed, not ideal. Corey Wilcox, 15 sacks allowed, not ideal. The interior was okay. Pocic was good. And then on defense, lots of tackles. 148 for Long, 142 for Pace, 106 for Emerson. Tackles for loss, 20 for Garrett, 18 for Washington, 15 for Patterson. And sacks, 11 for Garrett, but other than him, absolutely nothing. 3.5 for Washington, 2.5 for Patterson as a full-time starter, 2.5 for Marcus Long, and interceptions, 4 for Delpit, 2 for Emerson, and then 1 for 4 players. So, yikes. Let's check out yearly awards. I mean, this could be good if we win Offensive Rookie of the Year, which is, I don't want to say it's unlikely, and I don't want to say it's likely. We'll just have to see. But Mahomes wins MVP, better than a division rival. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Rashee Rice. It is top 3 Chiefs. That's fun. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Ed Oliver. That's different. Not Greg Rousseau. Myles Garrett at number 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Spencer Woods, so that's nice. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Andrew Miner for the Dolphins. No Browns. So, now heading into what is for sure the final year of the rebuild, let's make some changes to this team. We're finally gonna get a chance to, sign free agents. Actual good ones. Assuming there are any, which there could not be. You never know. But in the Super Bowl, that's a Madden Super Bowl. The Falcons beat the Chiefs 24-16. All right, sure, why not? And we have an upgrade for Spencer Woods here. We'll go Field General because that's our scheme, obviously. And he does get Star Dev. Cool. Superstar would have been cooler, but I didn't expect that. He wasn't that good. He was pretty good, though, so we'll take the Star Dev. But let's see if we have anyone to re-sign. sign? Probably not. No, not really. Well, there's DeJuan Jones, but he was, what's a good word for terrible? I'll just say terrible. Michael Dixon and Harrison Butker aren't interested, but that's fine. All right, we will let everyone go. Even though Ethan Pocic was good, we can re-sign him if we want to, but let's test out our options in free agency. And we'll restructure some of the deals we just signed, like Tonio. He might have retired. Oh no, he probably did. Okay, no, he didn't. Wow, normally he retires like after the second year, but he's still here. I'm happy about that. Myles Garrett, we will re-sign or restructure too. Was I saying re-sign? I don't know. Nick Chubb will restructure. So we should have a good amount of money, finally. Ward, I don't think we can restructure, no. Delpit got superstar dev. He didn't have that, did he? No, I don't think he did, so that's nice. He might have, and I just don't remember. I don't think he did, though. Njoku, we can restructure, so finally, we have a lot of money to work with. So let's hopefully turn that into good players. And there are some good ones here. I don't know how many of these guys we're going to be able to get, but there are definitely some good ones. Let's see what we can do. Okay, well, these are the players we are going to go for in free agency. It's a big group. We're going to go for Tyreek Hill, which, you know, probably will be retired by this point, to be fair. I mean, he said did he say he will retire after this season in real life? I don't know. Part of me doubts that, but I guess he could. But if he's still here, we might as well try to sign him. Same with, well, I guess not same with Christian Gonzalez, but we're also going for Christian Gonzalez, which would be a nice duo between him and Denzel Ward. I would love that. DeMarcus Lawrence, we're also going for him. He's very good in this game a lot of the time. By this point in real life, he probably won't be super good anymore, but you never know. He definitely could be. I don't know if he'll sign for sure, but if he does, him and Myles Garrett is like one of the most broken combos in this game. And then Joe Tooney, we might play him at left tackle. We will see. We're obviously not playing him at left guard. We have Bitonio there. We have another guard too, the rookie we got. But yeah, I think we'll try Tooney at left tackle if we get him. But this is a pretty good group. So let's see if we can get any of these players. Okay, everybody signs except for Lawrence, and we get all three of them. Tyreek Hill, Christian Gonzalez, and Joe Tooney. We still have the lead for DeMarcus Lawrence, and there are other players I wanted to go for. I guess we can't go for him anymore. Like, I wanted Eric Armstead. He got X Factor, which is crazy, but yeah, we can't afford him anymore. We could go for Keanu Benton. He's only 26. Never got a dev trait, so I don't know if he plays well in this game. But I mean, he's a good player. 3 years, 27. I don't know if he'll take that. That's not a very big offer, but we might as well try. Dak goes to the Patriots. That's interesting. Daniel Jones is here. Will Levis, Geno, Baker, Davis Mills again. Not a great QB. Well, a pretty good QB class. I mean, this is a lot better than, free agents that hit the open market in real life. But let's see if either of these two players want to sign. I wonder if we should just go player friendly for Lawrence to get it. Yeah, we'll do that actually. We'll go player friendly for DeMarcus Lawrence to for sure get him. And we'll go for a more budget defensive tackle actually. Gervon Dexter, sure. So let's see if these two sign. No. How about now? Okay, we get Lawrence, and that's the big one. All right, that is a very nice free agent class, and we have definitely overhauled this team. So let's get to the draft, and I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do in the draft. We might be good, but you never know. We'll see. But here in the draft, we are going to be doing something interesting. This is a bold strategy for sure, but we are going to be doing what the Cardinals did in real life a few years ago, and we are going to be replacing our first-round pick QB with another first-round pick QB. Our guy wasn't bad, but Trevor Holiday looks great. I will say I don't love the pressure doesn't phase him because he doesn't know it's there. Like that's the Will Levis thing, which could be a good thing, to be fair. Ignorance is bliss, I guess. Everything else looks positive, and I don't know if that's necessarily a negative. He has elite throw power, good ratings across the board, all at least a B for passing stats, other than break sack, but God, there is a risk with this. He could have normal dev, and this could be terrible, but he looks good. I know our QB was good, but we want great. We don't want good, and there isn't really anyone else I'm interested in here. Like, we don't need edge anymore. We have DeMarcus Lawrence. We don't need corner, even though Will Poole does look amazing. He just won't really get much playing time. We do need tackle, so we could go with someone like Andy Nugent, but he does look pretty good. Or Javonte Jeffrey. He looks really similar to the other guy, at least for Combine. But no, we're gonna go with the QB, Trevor Holiday, out of Mississippi State. Please don't have normal dev. Please have hidden. Oh, no. Okay, well, that's not a great pick. Skill issue, I guess. I should have predicted the normal dev. My fault. Cool, I don't know what we're gonna do at QB now. Do think think we are going to trade Spencer Woods, though. Wow, the Bears got a good QB. Brian Goodrich, 88 overall. They still have Justin Fields, though, who they're also paying, so that's an interesting one. But we're going to trade Spencer Woods and a 5th-round pick for a 2, a 3, and a 4 from the Giants. Woods was fine. He was pretty good, but again, we want great. It's so weird to trade, to replace and trade the offensive rookie of the year, but whatever. I never promised to be a good rebuilder. And I do want to tackle. Do I want to tackle? I kind of want to tackle. Ooh, Cam Sears. Are we going to go with another one of these guys? At least this guy's 6'8". That's kind of crazy. Yeah, he has really good strength, 38 bench reps, elite strength, obviously. Good looking ratings. Sure, why not? Okay, at least he has hidden dev. I wish I could transfer that to our QB, but he looks good. I won't complain there. Now with pick 19 in the 2nd round, not 19 overall. We do still need a center. Is Pittman good? I can't tell. He's not super strong, but the rest of his combine looks good. Ooh, what a combine from Bobby Barber. We might take a chance on him. Don't know how much sense he would make at center. That would be very thick for a center. Let's just go with Pittman. He looks pretty good. Jason Pittman out of Oregon State. Sounds good. Hidden dev, good enough strength, good speed, good jumping, good excel. Sounds good. Now in round 3, there goes a guard. That wasn't the one we wanted, but the one we wanted is gone. Luke Cohen had a really good combine though. Let's take him too. Let's just really beef up this O-line because it was kind of a problem last year. So Luke Cohen, 38 bench reps, good speed, elite agility and change of direction, good looking ratings. Let's take him. Of course he would have normal dev, a really good athlete. Great strength, 69 speed, nice. Good value, I think. But let's see if there's one of those crazy tall receivers. I like looking for those now. Maybe one already got taken if there was one, but yeah, I don't see one. There isn't even really a tall receiver here. Like 6'3" is the tallest I see. There isn't even like a 6. Oh, there's a 6'4". That's really weird. Really weird. He did look decent though. Ooh, and speaking of looking decent, Richard Levi looks pretty damn good based off his ratings. He'd be a defensive tackle for us. He's 6'6", 309. He looks good. Let's take him. Normal dev, but I think he'll be a good overall. Wow, we struck out with the dev traits like this entire rebuild. We've been so unlucky with them. But anyways, let's get to the end of the draft and we'll see what we did heading into the final year. Okay, this was an interesting draft. This was like the weirdest draft I've ever had. So in my mind, I was completely wrong about like every player here. I pictured everyone being a completely different overall. So Trevor Holiday is a 79. God, if he had even star dev, this would be a ridiculous pick, but I was thinking he would be like a 76. That's why I was a little hesitant to trade our old QB, but no, this was worth it. So I like that. Cam Sears is only a 72. This is what I was saying about being wrong about the overalls. I thought he would be like a 74 at least. I mean, he would probably go up in overall at guard, but we're not going to play a 6'8" guy at guard. Yeah, he would be a 74 there, but yeah, no, we're not doing that. And Jason Pittman is only a 71. Ugh, like that's not great. I think we're going to play that guard we took at center, even though he doesn't have a dev trait. Pittman would be a 73 at guard. What would Cohen be at center, who is a 76, by the way? Again, a little thick to play center maybe, but it doesn't really matter. It just depends on the scheme. He'd be a 75, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to play him at center. Pittman might even start at guard. We'll see. I mean, he's only 6'4", 307, it said. So yeah, that's a net positive there. +2 for Pittman, only -1 for Cohen, so that works. Richard Levy is only a 72. A, I thought he would have a dev trait, and B, I thought he would be like a 75 or something. We'll try him at defensive tackle, obviously. Only goes up to a 73 there. Okay, that isn't nearly as good as I thought it would be. I thought he would be like a 76 or 7 at defensive tackle, but then that I saw his overall, I thought he would be at least a 74, moving him there, knowing what we know now, but whatever. Larry Waters, I took him, he's whatever. And the CPU took Timmy Buckley. He's a slot. Can you play safety? We kind of need safety. Not really. Okay, I think we'll leave him at corner. But yeah, this was a very interesting draft overall. I'll use that word again. But let's get into the 5th and final year of the rebuild. But here's a look at the team heading into, for sure, the 5th and final year of the rebuild. This is going to be a long video, I can already tell. But this is a very good good team on paper once again. Not the best in the world, but an 85 with a lot of youth on offense at QB, at 2 of our 3 receiver spots, the right half of our O-line, including center. All of them are players we drafted, so that's kind of cool. And then on defense, oh wait, I didn't even check Gillislee. Did he just have Superstar? That's nice, if he did. I don't know how he would have gotten it. Yeah, he just had Superstar. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, obviously this team is pretty different from the real life Browns. We really don't even have many Browns players left. Just Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Martin Emerson on defense, and I think that's it. And Grant Delpit. And then on offense, Nick Chubb, Joel Bitonio, and David Njoku, and that is it. So I have done pretty much everything to this team. But we will see if that all pays off, so let's get straight to the end of year number 5, and we will see what happened. Alright, well, here we are at the end of year number 5, and before I reveal how we did, if you haven't already for some reason, be sure to drop a like on the video. It takes you like 2 seconds. It helps out the channel more than you could imagine. And if you like Madden rebuilds, if you've enjoyed me rambling and being insane for, you know, probably close to an hour and a half, be sure to subscribe because that's what all my videos are. That's all they are. I just complain, make lame jokes, and make questionable rebuild decisions, and that's about it. So again, if you like that, be sure to subscribe and let me know down below any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have. I'll give you a shout out if you care about that. I don't know. But this is an 87 overall team. This is like the hardest rebuild in Madden, and this is a pretty good team. However, our reward for building an actual good team is 6-11 because we had the second worst defense in the league. You hate to see it. I don't know what went wrong. We just couldn't get a good defense. Trevor Holiday as a rookie was pretty good. 4,300 yards, 29 touchdowns, 11 picks. Nick Chubb was good. 19 touchdowns, almost 1,500 yards. David Njoku, 1,100 yards, 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns for Zay Young. The O-line held up a lot better than I thought it would. On defense, Ivan Pace, good amount of tackles, tackles for loss, a lot for Garrett and Lawrence. Sacks, not great from Garrett, but a good year. Well, it's not a great year by his standards, but a decent year. Pretty good year from Lawrence too. Oh, we had 5 total interceptions. That isn't ideal. So yeah, I don't know what went wrong with this team, but I built as good of a roster as I could have. Of course, Deshaun Watson was up there for MVP as soon as he leaves. Joe Burrow wins MVP, a division rival. The Browns are cursed. That's my conclusion of this. The Browns are just cursed. We get Rookie of the Year at least. Guess what? It's not gonna matter. It's over. We get Defensive Rookie of the Year too, and Defensive Player of the Year. But guess what? We somehow still went 6-11. Unlucky. It's not like we were the best roster in the league, but for what we were working with, we're like top 7-ish in terms of overall. Probably would have been the best if we actually played as well as we should have, but we didn't. One of the best defenses in real life played like arguably the worst here, so that's always fun. But if you enjoyed today's rebuild, even though we didn't have the success I wanted, not much I can do about that, but again, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. I really do hope y'all enjoyed. On screen now is probably another rebuild if you enjoyed this one, but thank you all so much for watching, and with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.